Hello everyone. Today we learn about the normal and abnormal purpurium. What is the normal purpurium? Purpurium is the period following the childbirth during which the body tissues, especially the pelvic organs, revert back approximately to the pre-pregnant state both anatomically and physiologically. Purpurium is the postpartum period. What is the purpura? Pure means a child and pera means a bearing woman. So the purpura is a bearing woman. From all about this, the purpurium is also called as a fourth trimester. What duration required for the purpurium? It starts from the expulsion of the placenta and lasts for approx 6 weeks. So normal duration for this purpurium, it from the expulsion of the placenta till 6 weeks. From the all of these 6 weeks are divided into 3 types: immediate, early and the remote. Immediate occurs within the 24 hours, early up to 7 days and the remote up to 6 weeks. There are so many anatomical and physiological changes occur during this purpurium, means this 4th trimester. So the major part in the anatomical consideration is the involution of the uterus. What is meant by the involution? Involution is the process of start from the expulsion of the placenta and it extend till the 6 weeks. So what process will bring involution? Means the uterus after delivery is a firm, retract and hard like structure. It weighs about the 1000 gram. But after 6 weeks or at the end of 6 weeks, it becomes a pelvic organ. Means when you examine per abdominally, you cannot feel it by the abdominal examination. Is called as involution. It involves like a pre-pregnant state. It weighs after 6 weeks is 60 grams. The two terms similar to the involution are subinvolution. It means the involution affected or the retracted or restricted, and the subinvolution, it becomes a smaller in size of the uterus. One more important part in this purpurium is the lochia. What is the lochia? Is the vaginal discharge for the first fortnight during the purpurium. So, according to the duration and the color, it divides into the 3 parts: lochia rubra, lochia serosa and lochia alba. What is meant by the lochia rubra? For first 4 days, the vaginal bleeding or discharge is red color, is known as lochia rubra. After that, from the 5 to 9 days, it turns into the yellow, pink or pale brown. It's a lochia serosa. After that, from 10 to 15 days, it becomes a pale white, is known as lochia alba. Clinical significance of that lochia is important to determine the normal color, odor, duration. So, each and every postnatal patient is examined per vaginally for the vaginal discharge. So, the amount, odor, color is normal or abnormal is to be detected. The one more part in this normal purpurium is the lactation. What is meant by the lactation? It means the secretions of milk from the breast. So, for that, we know about the colostrum. What is the colostrum? Colostrum is the occurs in the first 3 days. It's a yellowish, serous fluid-like discharge. It's highly rich with the protein, vitamin A, sodium and chlorides. It's highly with the antibodies like IgG, IgA and IgM. So it's very essential to give this yellowish serous fluid to the baby to increase the immunity of that baby. Now, what is the physiology behind that lactation? There are 4 phases in this physiology. First one is the mammogenesis, second one is the lactogenesis, third one is the galactokinesis, fourth one is the galactopoiesis. What is the mammogenesis? Is the preparation of the breast. When the pregnancy occurs, there is the development or the preparation of the breast. There is the remarkable growth of the both ductal and lobular alveolar system. An intact nerve supply is not essential for the growth of the mammary glands during the pregnancy. So, during ANC, there may be a preparation of the breast is known as mammogenesis. After that, lactogenesis. Lactogenesis means the synthesis and secretions from the breast alveoli. What is the lactogenesis? Though the some secretions during the pregnancy like colostrum and accelerated following the delivery. Milk secretion actually starts, as we see, from the 3rd or the 4th day of the postpartum. Around this time, the breast becomes engorged, tense, tender, and it feels like a worm. In spite of the high prolactin level during the pregnancy, milk secretion is kept in abeyance. Probably the steroids, the estrogen and the progesterone circulation during the pregnancy make the breast tissues unresponsive to the prolactin. When the estrogen and progesterone are withdrawn following the delivery, the prolactin level becomes secretory activity with fully developed mammary glands. The prolactin and the glycocorticoids are the important hormones in the stage of this lactogenesis. So, in this stage, if the milk secretion is occur, the nursing effort is not essential. The secretory activity is enhanced directly or indirectly by also with the growth hormones like thyroxine and insulin. So there are 4 required: prolactin, glycocorticoids, growth hormone and thyroxine in this lactogenesis. What is the galactokinesis? Is the ejection of milk. That is mean the discharge of milk from the mammary glands depend not only the suction activity of that baby during the suckling, but it also on the contractile mechanism which expresses the milk from the alveoli into the ducts. The oxytocin is the major galactokinetic hormone. So here is the suckling reflex is most important for the milk ejection. So the proper position during feeding is essential. The 4th one or the last one is the galactopoiesis, means maintenance of the lactation. Prolactin appears to be a single most important galactopoietic hormone for the maintenance and the effectivity of and the continuous lactation. As we see, the suckling is very responsible or essential. The milk pressure reduces the rate of production and hence periodic breastfeeding is necessary to relieve the pressure, which in turn maintain the secretion. So what is the normal milk production? In normal or healthy mother will produce the 500 to 800 ml per day is a normal milk secretions to feed her infant. So the requirement of intake is increased in this mother. It's about 700 kilocalorie per. These are some normal lactation activity or the normal puerperal activity we have seen. Now I will focus on the abnormal puerperium. What is the abnormal one? The major part of that abnormal puerperium is the first one, that is the puerperal pyrexia.